All right, so stupid. So 30 minutes have passed, I think, since you know, waiting for the cars to cool off. We were inside the house in AC, which was really nice, but now we're back out here. This right here is the aftermarket hood struts meant for carbon fiber hoods. They do sell two options. I believe they have like a Pro and an Elite. I could be mistaken on the names, but this is the lower model, mainly meant for carbon fiber hoods. For those that want an aftermarket option for like stock hoods, especially for other vehicles that don't have these shock lifts like the Veloster comes stock with. So I'm looking at you guys that have the second generation Veloster. You should look into it because I'm pretty sure that it might take, you know, some custom fitting because these are meant for a Veloster. But if you have the second generation Veloster now and you want the hood shocks like the first gen Velosters, I'm pretty sure they're going to come up with a kit for it. But yeah, let's get these installed for the carbon fiber hood. Actually, I probably should have told you guys the name of it, but it's by a company called Redline Tuning. It's called the QuickLIFT system. So Redline Tuning, QuickLIFT system, and thunder is apparently coming. Anyways, this is what they look like. This is the presentation, rather nice. They come in this little red packaging. But one cool thing is that they also include really nice colored printed out instructions. So yeah, essentially what's gonna happen is it should be a very easy install. There's gonna be 4 of these. 2 of these you have to drill onto the actual frame of the car right underneath the hood. It's basically right kind of where the headlight comes up, where the amber is, that little daytime running light that we covered. I'll show you in a moment. And then the other one will actually just bolt on to the stock bolts for the hood. So you should only have to drill, I think it's like 4 holes into the body. So yeah, it should be very simple. Should be like, I don't know, like 30-minute install or less, especially if you guys have a good drill and you're good at following instructions. But obviously we're gonna show you how it's done right now. Also, if you're afraid that you're gonna get the pieces mixed up, you won't, because these, as you can see, have the smaller holes. So these are the ones that are gonna get drilled, while these right here have the larger holes. So these are the ones that are gonna bolt onto the hood itself. And then, yeah. For those of you that are wondering why I didn't drill into the hood and use the stock actual shocks themselves, I just didn't really want to deal with that. I don't want to drill holes. There, like I said, there might be some manufacturers that make aftermarket carbon fiber hoods with the holes already drilled, so you can just reuse them. But honestly, for the price, I think this is like 80 bucks. It's a really quick fix. This hood obviously didn't have it, and I really didn't feel like drilling into the carbon fiber hood any more than it already has been, so yeah. So as you can see, there's been a slight change. I'm obviously wearing a different shirt color, and I learned my lesson from last week. My hair has no product in it because it's still really hot. But last week we couldn't complete the task at hand because we were missing a rivet tool. I never thought I would ever need something like that installing a car part. So, but we got one, or I got one. I hope and pray that it's good enough because it's not a rivet gun. But here, let me show you. So at the time of buying this, which was like a few days ago, I bought this hand rivet tool, medium duty, because I don't really think I needed heavy duty. It was like $10.50 on Amazon. It was like $9, but you know, with shipping and taxes, well, the shipping's free because of Prime, but with taxes it came out to be like $10.51. So I'm really hoping that this will help us get the job done. There's another little quirk that we just kind of stumbled upon, but I guess we'll show you as we start the process, so let's get to it. Alright, so the problem that I mentioned is, in the instructions, as you can clearly see here, you're supposed to basically install that bracket between those little notches where the headlight goes. So for example, let's show you. As you can see here, this is the first notch where the stock goes, and then here's the other gap. So you're supposed to essentially put it right here in between this gap. Showing you guys for reference, see? That middle gap, not the one in the front, not the one in the back, which for some reason they don't have. But anyways, yes, you're supposed to put it right here, and that's all fine and dandy, except for when we go to this side. I don't think you can tell because there's no light, it's dark, but I don't know if you can see, I'm trying to light it up, but anyways, there's no notches over there. So yeah, I guess we're basically gonna have to do that side first, and then try to line up as perfectly as we can on this side. A little annoyance, but I guess we'll figure it out. All right, so first things first is I'm gonna have Subi Lou, while I'm making sure the hood doesn't fall on him, install the easiest part, which will be the brackets that go to the hood portion. I know it's got 2 holes. Off of the instructions, you just use the top hole.
Right here.
The other way around. Like that. No, top one.
Okay, so we're gonna do it this way.
Yeah.
On.
And you just need to line it up as straight as possible.
Yeah, just gotta pin the bolt first.
Yeah. Yeah, see? Like that.
Okay.
Alright, so again, hand tight. I don't know if you could tell, but we discovered that the stock bolt has like that little lip in between. So it looks like there's a gap, but there isn't. The bolt's fully in. But yeah, once it's installed, as you can tell, the bracket's on, so part of the shock will go here. For reference sake, because I know someone's gonna ask me, can you reuse the stock? Can you reuse the stock location? I don't know. We're gonna give it a shot. I won't lie to you, if it works, I'm probably not gonna drill for the other brackets, but I'll at least show you guys where to place it. For those of you guys, I mean, honestly, I don't know if there was ever any Velocitors that didn't come with these lift supports. Apparently, in the instructions that they gave us, they show a Velociter without those pre-installed on it. So that's new to me, but again, we're gonna figure it out. All right, so I'll show you guys how to install that portion. We didn't show this side because it's really dark over here, but as you can tell, this is the bottom part, and there's no way it's gonna hinge to that. You would actually have to push the shock in a considerable amount, and it wouldn't travel, you know, the way you kind of want it to. Also, we're pushing up the hood as high up as possible. Yeah, so there's yep, it's not gonna work with your stock portion. It requires some modifying, so we're just gonna do it the way it was intended. Show me the way.
I can show you the way.
So now we're doing the other side. So yeah. Oh, so much more light. So here's the other side.
Alright, real quick.
And you know what? We're gonna show you the bolt real quick also, so you can see that little lip.
Just about to say that.
So it's right, stupid blur. It's right there. There's a little tiny lip. So yeah, it's not that your bolt's not gonna fit all the way. It's just naturally has that little lip. And again, top portion.
Right.
Well, the other way around.
There we go.
Because of the way you're gonna bolt it on.
Sorry.
There we go. And yes, we're aware this is probably going to be the easiest portion of the whole thing. If you can, it's always good to hand tighten and then get ratchet. Also, before you completely tighten it down, make sure that it's straightened out. You're definitely going to want to make, yep, just like that. And fortunately, these line up perfectly with these stock hinges. So, all right, hand tight, we're good there. Time to get to drilling. All right, so per the instructions, the next step is you need to get a 3/16 drill bit and drill exactly where I had mentioned. So, and again, I showed these last time, but you could tell the difference because of the holes. So you're basically gonna put this, so essentially we're gonna put this right there, and it's literally gonna go right there. And we have to just kind of mark it as best as possible and drill one of those holes for reference. So real quick, we had the bracket on there and drilled ever so lightly to kind of leave marks. So, and then we removed the bracket off. So now we're just gonna drill without worrying about damaging this thing. Just make sure you line it up and obviously do it as carefully as possible. We're gonna drill straight through right now. It does help to have a second person just because, you know, you wanna lift this up. Unless you have a very long wooden stick that could prop this up, I suppose. Now, I know what you're thinking. I hope these guys didn't mess up. We kind of did a little crooked. And also, personally me, I don't know about Lou, but I've never used a rivet tool or, you know, just in general. So yeah, this is our first time. I guess I should tell you guys just in case. Here, I'll show you with a... So, considering the fact that I've never used a rivet tool before, I should let you know that this is what the rivet looks like. This is the part that's gonna go in here. Make sure you get the right size. And essentially, you put this in the 3/16 hole, clamp it down, and it'll expand, I guess, by pressure. or not expand, but just seat itself. So yeah, make sure it's all the way in. Just push it in, use a little bit of pressure.
It's in.
So
shut up. I don't want to hear. I knew you were gonna say that. Just like your mother.
All right, sit rep. So we finally got it in. It is a tiny bit crooked, but whatever, it shouldn't really affect much. You do need a flathead screwdriver to basically pop the backs of these, much like the stock ones. Pop that little back to allow it to seat, and then push it back in and it locks in. Just to show you this side, we haven't finished it, but the main shock body actually goes attached to the hood portion, where the actual shock portion of it gets attached to the bottom hinge. So when we install this side, it's gonna go in like so. So yes. All right, so that's one side popped in. Now we gotta do this other one. So I'm gonna lift the hood. Give me a second.
Oh man, we're in, baby, we're there.
Oh shit, hold on. All right,
Just twist it.
hold on. Oh, gotta lift it up a little bit more.
A little bit more.
A little bit more.
Right there. Go down.
A little down.
Right there.
So as you can see, he's gonna pop the back of it with the screwdriver.
Flathead.
Flathead, my bad. And then there you go, pops in. So we have one up, beautiful. Now we have to drill the other side and get it going, but yeah. Yay, finally, I can lift up this hood, no problem. All right, on to the next step. All right, so we got this side on. As far as this rivet tool, you have to pump it, so demonstrate.
Demonstrate as in, so what you're gonna do, where's the other rivet? Hand me that rivet.
Well, don't actually do it with the rivet.
No, I know, but what you do is you put the rivet inside the little hole right here, and you just keep pumping and pumping and pumping until you hear that snap. And what you do when that snaps is you hold on to it, you lift it up, and sorry.
Well, anyways, the pointy end of the rivet, which is that stem, will be stuck in there, and the actual bottom part, will have seated.
And best thing to do that is because obviously you don't want stuff like that laying on your hood, you know, because you don't want that, and it helps.
And it helps. But on a real note, it does sound kind of scary. It sounds like you freaking broke something. So that's kind of normal, I guess, part of the process. So just give you guys a heads up. Anyways, it's already done. We just need to put one more rivet in, but we're gonna test right now to see if the hood closes, and then we'll finish up the process, and yeah. All right, so this is the final update on that install. It was a failure. The only reason why is, so you can see this is the aftermarket bracket to latch on, and then obviously the one for the hood. When you close though, the OE bracket right there stops the shock from completely seating down and closing. So you would essentially have to saw them off, essentially, or do something about it, at least, you know, dispose of the top portion. I'm not gonna do that. So this is, for the first time on this channel, a failed install. We were pretty much done, but upon closing the hood, we ran into that issue. And for many different reasons, I currently don't want to saw that off, just in case, you know, I decide to go back to an OE hood. For what? I don't know. But yeah, I'm not gonna do that. So it saddens me, guys, but that's pretty much the install process. I mean, I did show you guys how to get it done. The only downside is obviously I didn't finish it because I'm not trying to cut that off right now. So forgive me. Also forget, you know, my sweatiness. It's really hot still. Not as bad as last week, but yeah, we're a little let down, right? Like, yeah, you know, it's kind of a sad moment. We were super excited. Everything was done until the moment of closing, and realistically, we probably should have tested out sooner. But I'm gonna give you guys a warning. It's really a good thing that you don't, because as you're closing, if both rivets aren't seated well, the bracket will bend, as we also discovered the hard way, because we were trying to test seat it. So this is the bracket for the passenger side, and look at that nice bend. Yeah, so those shocks are pretty strong. I do believe the claims that they're strong enough to support a stock OE hood not just the carbon fiber one. As you can see, this damage. So yeah, overall epic fail, but there's the video nonetheless, guys. If you're interested though, it's a great product, obviously. Just keep in mind that you're probably gonna have to saw off the stock hinges. Again, we couldn't reuse the stock hinges because the hood will not open far enough. So yeah. Well guys, thank you so much for all the love and support. Thanks for waiting forever for a new install, and sorry for the outcome. But as always, stay positive. You know what, this is just a minor hiccup, a minor setback. We're gonna come back with even more fun mod installs. I'll probably show you in the outtake as soon as I get home the next thing to expect. So again guys, thanks for all the love and support, and I'll see you next video. Bye. Alright guys, so this one is specifically for the outtake. I did kind of tease that I would show you guys something. Huge shout out to SoCal GarageWorks for getting this to me so quickly. I know I showed you some of the other parts in one of the vlogs, so if you guys don't watch the vlogs, you probably have no idea what's coming next. Some of you guys will expect this, but I did kind of want to show off what I got, so let's unbox it. Alright, so I just opened it. Oh! And wow, I'm actually really impressed that this actually utilizes an OE Hyundai trim piece. It's just customized. So wow, I didn't, I had no idea. But it is a custom black, because my interior is black, dual gauge pod cluster for the A-pillars. I'm really excited for this. Can't wait to have this installed in the car and have my gauges in on here, so stay tuned for that. Bye guys.